Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's affinity. It's endgame, that's
Yugi peoples, welcome to the tips and tricks video. All right, so first of all, before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to Blake Hero. Check out his channel. He is the hero coach. I rely a lot on the advice and, just tips and it's like everything that he gives out. The man plays heroes like a madman. He's always on the Omni Hero deck, always improving it, always making it better. And, he's one of those people who, tests and plays a lot, always has really good ideas. And, when I don't get a chance to test and play a lot, I just go by what he says and it works out very well for me. So, yeah, shout out to Blake Hero. Y'all go ahead, check out his channel. Look forward to a lot of content and everything that he has. Check him out. Link to his channel in the description of this video, as well as probably put one in the comment section as well. All right. And then, for this video, as y'all know, we got Mally at 3 now. And we got, a little preview of what it could do at the sneak peek this past weekend. At my sneak peek, I did end up going undefeated 6-0. And, even though, Mally being at 3 doesn't completely add, like a whole different combo line to the deck. It does improve the deck in a lot of ways. And yeah, it came in really handy. I think one of the main things about it is, these two cards were definitely, MVPing through most of the tournament and stuff. Plasma did a lot. Mally being at 3 made it a whole lot easier to summon him out. So I found myself searching out Plasma a whole lot more than I usually do. So yeah, look forward to that. And, I just wanted to give a couple of tips and tricks, a couple of things, that happened with me inside the tournament and actually helped me win games that I probably would not have won otherwise. The first one would be just like an older type thing, which is something, most of us should already know by now. Well, let's say you started off your turn with, you have your Ferris out there, you have your increase and your spell and trap card zone, and, you haven't committed to your normal summon. Man, I'm sorry about the glare. But yeah, you haven't committed to your normal summon, and you go ahead and summon out that elemental hero Stratos. And, this is something that I do when my opponents have back row out there, 2 to 3 of them or such, and you want to go ahead and bait out their back row. And you go ahead and summon that Stratos. And usually they're going to respond with one of those chainable trap cards. And then the thing you'll want to do is, chain your increase effect, tribute your Stratos off the board to go ahead and special summon that increase out to the board. And now when Stratos effects resolves, you have 2 different heroes, with different names out there on the board. So you'll be able to destroy 2 spells and traps instead of the one that you originally, would have been, destroying. And, at this point, it's too late for your opponent, to negate Stratos or do something to them. So they end up losing multiple back rows instead of just that one. This came in really handy against, the Tier Limits deck, because he had the field spell out there that he was counting on, being able to use one of the, one of the Shizu monsters to shuffle in, stuff, and then be able to get the pop with the field spell. But that was prevented, because of, the Stratos play that I made. So yeah, that's tip number 1, use your Stratos, increase pops and stuff to your advantage. Also, there was another hand that came up, and Stratos was the only card that I had in my hand. I didn't have any extenders, no other heroes, no other ways to do anything, but I did have Foolish Burial in my hand, and it just sucked because even when I go Stratos right here, it really helped me if I'm able to get this Foolish Burial off, to send Shadow Mist to go get Ferris or something like that. But I think what happens a lot of times, when you start off with a normal summon on Stratos, your opponent assumes that your hand is pretty weak, and you're trying to get to that Ferris. You didn't draw a Hero Live, so you've already committed your normal summon. So when I normal summon my Stratos, he went ahead and ashed me right there. which, you know, in most cases, you know, that would have been, you know, dead for me. Even if I did have this Foolish Burial, you know, I could send Shadow Mist and then do what? I could send Mally and not do, you know, much or anything with the old list. But now that Mally is at 3, you know, I realized that there was a play that I did have. So after I summoned the Stratos and it got ashed, I Foolish Burial off the Mally. Then you banish this one to special summon the other one from your deck. You can link those two off to summon out your Cross Crusader. Use Cross Crusader effect, special summon Mally back out, tribute it off, and go ahead and add that Ferris back to your hand. And now since we have that third Mally also, you're able to banish this Mally to special summon your third one out to the deck. Then you can link these two off into your Infernal Rage. Use Infernal Rage effect, reveal your Shining Neos Wingman to add your Elemental Hero Neos. And now you have Ferris with a hero in your hand that you can discard. So you can activate Ferris effect, discard that vanilla Neos to, you know, go ahead and get your increase and your Vision Hero Ferris out onto the board. So, you know, that's like, you know, it came in like really helpful, really useful to know that, you know, just like being able to know that, you know, with the 3 Mallies now that, you know, there's a way to get to Ferris, to get that hero into your board, you know, when your hand's not all that optimal and not all that great and everything. So, yeah. And then just like the one other thing that I wanted to share, that came in pretty useful. The other one came in useful. And then also, you know, and this is something that I talk about a lot, which I don't feel like really people do too much. But there was a point where my opponent had out like Appaloosa out there. And I think that was like, you know, because of the way that things went, that was like he had an Appaloosa out there on the board with 2 negates. And this was something I was able to do to go ahead and get both of the negates out the way and still be able to play the game. So, you know, I went a Hero Lives into Stratos. No, he had something else too, though. Like, it was something to where I couldn't just, like, go to the battle phase to attack over the Stratos. Oh, no, okay, now I remember. It was a Appaloosa with Tri-Brigade Revolt set. So what I had to do was activate a Hero Lives to special summon out the Stratos. He negated with Appaloosa. Then I went to battle phase to try to attack over it. And he activated the Tri-Brigade Revolt and banished my Stratos. So now he's got the 1 negate Appaloosa out there on the board. So, you know, my other cards in hand were Ferris and Mally. So I activated Ferris effect, discarded the Mally, and of course he negates with Appaloosa. And then the other thing, you know, was go ahead and banish the Mally to special summon Mally out to the board. And then because Appaloosa does not negate and destroy, I just tributed off the Malicious for the Ferris because I haven't committed a normal summon this turn, nor have I activated Ferris effect to put a Vision Hero into my spell and trap card board. So, you know, even though he had the double negate Appaloosa with the Revolt out there, I was able to still, you know, go into my Ferris line and such like that. And there was another time where this actually happened with a card that's banned now, but also, what's his name? Borload Savage Dragon. You know, he also has one of those negate but not destroy effects. So, you know, just remember, because I've done this, I do this plenty of times, and it's just something that for some reason it comes up a lot for me. Just don't forget that you can tribute summon out your Ferris to to get his effect to put the Vision Hero into your spell and trap card zone. So don't forget to use that if you haven't committed your normal summon to be able to do, you know, things such as that. Another tip is there were times where you open up multiple Hero Lives. And say you open up like multiple Hero Lives with something like Mally. One of the things, you know, that I would do, like say for instance, I activated my Hero Lives and I special summon out my Stratos, and my opponent negates it with Imperm or Ash or does whatever, and I don't have any other plays, but I do have this other Hero Lives. There were times where I had to tribute off this Stratos, and I would set like the Mally. And what happens is, you know, with a Hero Lives, you know, it doesn't say, you can't have any other monsters on the board, period. It just says you have to control no face-up monsters. So I was able to pay half again, use a Hero Lives, bring out a second Stratos, and, you know, be able to get to, you know, some kind of combo or some kind of play to be able to do something. Because even once you do this, you still have this Mally that you can use it with polymerization or super poly and such and stuff like that in order to be able to, you know, continue to use the plays and be able to do something with it. You can't link summon with it, or yeah, you can't link summon with it, which is the other thing we do, but you can still polymerization with it even though it's face down. And then the other tip thing that I had to involve with, what was the other one? There was one more that I wanted to talk. Oh, it had to do with like back rows and wake up your elemental hero. All right, so, you know, in those kind of decks where, you know, say for instance, you know, Labyrinth is one of those type of decks. Also, you know, for some reason somebody was playing some Paleozoic trap thing, you know, where they're gonna have traps that are like gonna bounce stuff, or say there's that one trap card that like special summons one from your graveyard and then you banish both of them. I can't think of the name of it and such, but a lot of times, you know, when I play against back row decks, you know, we always have that combo where at the end, you know, we'll do like the mass change thing to go to plasma and such or everything. But what you can do also is, you know, end on this, you know, your opponent's not going to do much but set like a whole bunch of back row cards. And then during the end phase, or, you know, if they start trying to do weird labyrinth stuff where they're trying to activate the ones that they just set and played, you know, maybe you want to do it during their main phase, but you can activate DPE's effect. Of course, you know, target your, or not target, but destroy your wake up elemental hero and destroy one of their, you know, spell and trap cards or monsters or whatever have you. And then your wake up your elemental hero effect will trigger to go ahead and special summon out Stratos. And, you know, depending on, you know, the other heroes out there, you probably have what's his name, Wonder Driver, DPE, you know, maybe some other hero or such out there, and you'll be able to destroy, you know, at least like 2 spell or trap cards with your elemental hero Stratos' effect. So yeah, those are just, you know, like a couple tips and tricks and things that I used during my rounds, you know, also, you know, just previous tournament play and everything and stuff like that. But just like little things that you might not think about, especially, you know, if you're just now starting off with heroes, but, you know, little things that could help you win games that you would have lost otherwise. So, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think. And also if you have something like anything to add when I do my next one, just hit me up. Let me know what you got to add to it. And I appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen. And I will catch y'all on the next video.
My wingman, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he's shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. Be on top now. Here's a look at all